The Blue Beetle, is it that bad? Well, let's talk about it. Okay, the only reason I'm doing today because I wanted to get the Blue Beetle review out of the way because it's comic book day. We really shouldn't be doing movie, but it's a comic book character, right? Because full transparency, right? The Blue Beetle kind of predates all of the Marvel stuff that you feel like you're watching when you watch this movie. Like, to be perfectly transparent, this movie is so incredibly unoriginal because of it coming out now after Ant-Man, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and even a couple other little elements like the bus stuff and like Shang-Chi or whatever. But it, it's just a mess. And now we have the Gunverse coming, so we care even less about this movie because Jaime Reyes is a character that I thought this could work in the Gunverse. This could be a character they would keep around, try to bring him in with Booster Gold because that actually makes sense. And hiring Zolo is, let's call it's Miguel from Cobra Kai, right? And it's a good enough kid. He's a good kid. And I don't think he has sort of like the gravitas and the charisma of like a young Tom Cruise or anything like that. But I feel like there's potential there. And if he's under contract, maybe it's a character they could keep around because he's a good actor to invest in and that kind of thing. Well, then you sit through the movie. The movie is just, for lack of a better term, it's just a much of okay, it's not as much of a dog crap as the Shazam Fury of the Gods was. The CGI is better than The Flash, but the story is just generic. I don't know what everyone else is saying about this, but I was so distracted of how many elements that it rips off from basically everything else. Like obviously the story is, you know, kid finds magic suit armor technology. He doesn't know how to use it. Uh, Daughter of the tech guy, which at least they did reference Ted Cord, like he's the previous Blue Beetle. It's his daughter Jenny is the girlfriend, love interest, and the one that he kind of like helps him out to basically go against Susan Sarandon, Lady Boss, and they want the tech so they can have this big ability to fight wars and stuff. Like this is Ant-Man all over again, and half the scenes are rips off of like Iron Man or Iron Spider, or Spider Boy, right? However you want to call it, Tom Holland's Iron Spider suit and some of the acrobatics. It's just okay. And then the problem with the movie, because I have to admit, I loved some of the family elements and the girlfriend elements, but they never let me stay there very long without having some other ridiculous racist taco reference or brown people reference or Batman is a fascist reference or other stupid plot point that I couldn't get my head around. Like there's Ted Cord is supposed to be basically it's Stark Enterprises, right? Or Stark Industries. But there's like two or three easy get into. I mean, I literally thought they were setting up the daughter to be like a wasp, like a second beetle or something. I assume there's probably a female beetle. I don't know. I read any of the modern Blue Beetle, but it wouldn't shock me. There's a new good beetle. Oh, she's gonna be the one leading around. She's a secret everything. She knows all the codes. She knows all the things. And then she really wasn't like that. She was a fair compliment to him. But it was like super easy to get in. It's like, well, so much for security in this universe. Like no one cares. Um, and the sequences with like Carapax as this villain, and I could care absolutely less. It was like just CGI fest. I was sort of like as uninterested as I was because I've talked about a little bit, but I'll repeat it here is that like the Black Panther hype was here and I was always down here. And the rewatchability for me, it just keeps going down because when you get to that third act battle with a CGI fest, I just didn't care. This starts off that bad. Like I start off that uninterested. Like I just don't care. Right. So I don't think it's any particular element other than just it's a terrible story. It's a terrible writing. I it's not as long, so I guess I can give it. It's still over 2 hours with the credits. I'm like, maybe that's it. Maybe it needs to be trimmed down to an hour and 40 or something, make it a little bit better. But the problem is they've made the family so integral with the story. Oh, they're just so off-putting. Oh, meal, and let's make some salsa. And oh my gosh, it just my first wife was Spanish and they were not like this. I know there's people that probably are like this, and maybe that's who's going to go see this movie. I don't get it. All right, let's see what else sparks my brain. Some other thoughts here. This is from the last trailer, I believe. Um, Yeah, just the whole "I don't know how to use it" thing has been done so many times, especially with Shazam, which I thought was actually funny. The fact that they don't do it here, and by the way, George Lopez's character. I mean, I'm assuming George Lopez, as far as I've always seen, is pretty much just irritating. It's kind of a joke in my family about how irritating George Lopez is, but there's a sequence where he's like a genius that knows how to get around some of the security or tech, but they're like going to lose their mortgage, lose their house. And I'm like, dude, get a freaking job. Like, why is it this poor college kid's problem? Anyway, this is the whole don't know how to use my powers. And then suddenly he bursts into action. And it's just this typical thing jump off the building, Matrix style, and now it'll engage to save you. Like, everyone knows that's exactly what's going to happen. Again, look at the Stark Enterprises elements here to go. Oh, by the way, and this. Let's see, it's like this is a perfect example of the line.
You stuck him with this world.
Like, did you care about my brother before you did this to him? I'm like, oh, so this luxury teen nonsense is so irritating. So the elements that work is mostly around him and his performance. Some of the girlfriend stuff I think was fun, but again, all the stuff in the trailer, like it wasn't anything particularly like grand in the movie that I really enjoyed. And here, look, like it looks like a blue version of the yellow jacket costume meets the spider armor defending itself, and then it's like Kajida is like the voice inside, so it's sort of like the Jarvis slash AI voice that we need to have. The suit is fine for what it is. It's just, we don't care. It's all been done before. I really hated this, but like this whole thing with the bus, and like we just do these accidental destructive things a la Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi. We cut a bus in half. Ta-da! Yeah, nobody got hurt. There's not some person talking to their friend at the back of the bus and their arm just got sawed off. I mean, I don't know. Just saying. I just hate all of this kind of stuff. And a lot of it's dark. Didn't care for a lot of that. And here's our faceless, useless, disposable villain I thought this costume design was terrible. It's almost like an Ironheart version was also blended in. So anyway, yeah, there wasn't anything else in this trailer, I don't think. The family comment about family makes me strong. It's fine, but the family's kind of off-putting. I don't really care. So anyway, that's my take on it. I just wanted to make sure I got this done because I want to hear what everybody else had to say. I can't wait to hear some of the people that will definitely be railing against this, because if it's this bad to me, I'm sure it's even worse to other people because they're going to spend more time dissecting it than I even did. I actually just kind of felt like, yeah, about it most of the time. Like it's just, yeah, all right, well, that was over. Let's do that again. Anyway, that's my take on it. You guys tell me what you guys think. I am Bob's.
Yeah.